All right, we are live. Let's do this thing. Ooh. All right, can you guys hear me? Let's get ready to go live. Excited to be back. As always, guys, we'll wait for everybody to get in the house and we'll go ahead and get started. I hope everybody's doing well. We got 17 people so far. So whenever we start getting the numbers up, we'll go ahead and get started with today's live stream. Let's see. All right, I see Diane's here. How am I feeling? I'm feeling a lot better, actually. I don't feel 100%, but I'm definitely feeling better than I was. I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know. I don't think I had the coronavirus, but still, I felt like I was out of it. So I'm definitely feeling better. From Ohio, Manhattan. How is it over in Manhattan? I know you guys are definitely doing better than we are here in Florida, that's for sure. San Francisco. Sounds like the flu. I hope I didn't have the flu. I mean, I don't think I did, but who knows? I mean, I was just down and out. I felt really weak for a little while. I had a little bit of a cough and a fever. But I'm feeling a lot better. From India, okay. How's everything going in India? I've heard good things. I've heard bad things. What's going on over there? St. Petersburg. Dude, you're literally like 20 minutes away from me. Glad you're feeling better. Thanks, Diane. I'm glad I'm feeling better too because I gave myself 3 days. I said if I wasn't feeling better in 3 days, then I was gonna go to the doctor and get tested for the coronavirus, and I don't want that stick thing shoved up my nose. So I'm glad. All right, love your show. Been watching all the way from South Africa. Wow, I need to take a trip to South Africa, to be honest with you. That's like a big dream of mine. I haven't been to Africa at all. Love to visit that continent. Go see a couple countries over there. Montreal. Dude, I love Montreal. Crazy city. I used to go there for a breakdance competition every single year called Skills-O-Meter. I need to go back over there. We'll get to all the questions in a minute. Cruise lines, all that stuff, see what's going on. Holland America employee from Holland. Whenever I hear Holland, has anybody seen Austin Powers and Goldmember? The guy Goldmember would always say, "I'm from Holland." Isn't that weird? Anybody remember that? Let me see here. Today I'm gonna try and put some music on, if that's cool with you guys. I'm not gonna put it loud or anything like that. I feel weird. I feel like even though I'm talking to you guys, it's still kind of like some awkward silence for me, unless I'm talking. St. Lucia, cool place. I've been there a couple times as well. I look thinner. I know. Look, I swear, like in these 2 days that I got sick, I feel like I lost so much weight. I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, man, what happened to me? I think space cake when I think of Holland. I can see that too. Give me a second. I say, guys, we're gonna wait till a couple more people get in here, and then I don't have the coronavirus. I feel fine now. Other than me eating again, getting my fluids back up, honestly, I feel great. I feel really, really good. So. I mean, for some reason it got, the symptoms just died down or something. I don't know. Yeah, I've been taking care of myself. I haven't been doing anything too crazy. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I went on a boat yesterday. We went tubing and kneeboarding and wakeboarding and all that stuff, but that was it. All right, can we get some people? Yes, exactly. Yeah, guys, if you guys are just tuning in, we're gonna go ahead and get started in a minute. Make sure you smash that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Good evening from Belgium. Oh, Kurt, I remember you. Yeah, when I was doing the fundraiser for the Australian wildfires. How you doing, man? Tampa Boardwalk, January, Rhapsody of the Seas. Is that what ship you were on? I appreciate that. How you doing, Kurt? It was so random, guys. I ran into this gentleman here from Belgium doing I was on my jumping stilts because I do entertainment work. And I was doing like some awareness and fundraising for the Australian wildfires, and I ran into a random guy, a random gentleman that knew my YouTube channel. It was so cool. He said he's watched all of my videos. So, all right, from Australia, what's the goals for us? I don't know what that means. Is that like Australian talk? I'm so confused. You should self-quarantine until you get tested. I'm fine. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just had I hope not. I don't know, food poisoning or something, but I'm telling you, I feel 100% fine. Other than feeling like a little bit, dehydrated from not drinking or eating anything for the most part, because all I really drank was like water. I had some Gatorade, but I feel fine. And anywhere that I've been wearing masks, just FYI. So. Yeah, I'm doing great. How's everybody else doing? How you guys doing? From Ohio. All right, cool. All right, guys. So for today's episode, we're going to keep it just plain and simple. But one thing I do want to say is for as far as my channel goes, guys, I know you see, like, I've been kind of like not on and off, but there's some days I do videos, some days I don't. It's for the simple fact that there isn't a ton of crazy news going on right now, other than the biggest news that we've gotten, which was Clea shutting down until September 15th. I don't want to berate my channel with a bunch of, content that nobody really wants to see, if that makes sense, right? If I just make a video, let's say more so just clumping news together and stuff together, I think it makes a little bit more sense for right now, as opposed to me jumping on a different episode with one piece of content every single day. But I'll explain more of that probably later on in the live stream. Jamaica is on fire. What do you mean Jamaica is on fire? Like an actual fire, or are you talking about with everything going on? You're awesome. No, Lisa, you are awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You just had a touch of a bug, or the bug. You'll be fine. Yeah, thank you. That's one thing I keep trying to tell everybody. You do know that there's other things going on in the coronavirus. Not everybody that gets sick has the coronavirus, guys. Oh, the heat turned up. It's hot here too. Trust me. If I step outside with this jacket, I'm probably gonna catch on fire, to be honest with you. It's that hot out there. I'm doing pretty good. Staying at home. The cases of Rona went up tremendously. Where are you? Or was this from Jamaica? We went from 200 a day to 4,000 a day. Yeah, same here in Florida. You are amazing and to the point. Love the spot on no sugarcoating. Oh, I appreciate that, guys. I do my best. Being straight up is the best approach. Honesty is what we all need to hear. May not be what we want to hear, but it's what we do need to hear. You can always share some of your pictures from cruising time. I could do that. What happened to my locks? Well, they're actually sitting in a box over anyway, some of you probably think it's weird, but I'm planning on either starting new dreadlocks soon, or I'm going to get some new ones. Or putting in my old ones. I don't know yet. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll figure it out this week. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be an interesting week though too, for sure, with videos as well. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow for tomorrow's video, but unfortunately another crew member has passed away on, I believe it was a Disney ship. So I got to get all the info put together. I'll be doing a video on that tomorrow morning. I like to make sure that awareness is brought to these situations, because I do truly believe that it's going to, inevitably save somebody's life, because working on these ships, most people aren't very talkative when things go, when things go on these ships. People just aren't willing to talk. I love how you skipped my question. What question? Sorry, I don't, there's a feed going on. I don't get to see every single one of them. Nicola, what was your question? It's gone in like a second. So I do my best, and if it's something like really, really important, I try to get my moderators to bring it back around and resurface the question. But I apologize in advance to everybody if I can't get to every single question. All right, I do my best. How would I be able to reach out to you? On all my videos, I leave a link to my Instagram, my Facebook group, my email. All that's on every single one of my videos, guys. Every single one. So if you want to reach out to me, you can do it on that if you want. All right. Do you know when the CDC is reviewing again? They may be. I mean, last I heard, they were in talks with Clea, but I don't believe that they're going to do anything crazy, or as far as announcements, at least until maybe right before September. Right before that release date comes up, or they might announce something. We might hear something before that CDC no sale date order is up. So probably around July, late July, we might hear something from the CDC. It may be something we want to hear, maybe not. I guess, time will tell. Hopefully they don't extend that no sale order. So I should be expecting to receive a letter to, oh, okay. That one went away. India, I watch all your videos. I appreciate that. Let's see. I know how it is working on a cruise ship. Worst away from family, partner is stressing. Yeah, it's a stressful life, guys. Being away from cruising, like it's fun, like in the moment for the person, but like there's times where you have nothing else to think about but the fact that you're away from home. The CDC is being jerks right now. Yes and no. I did do a video about that, guys, on Friday with the CDC. The CDC is just busy. You know what I mean? And it's like they have to worry about, I guess, priorities first. And it's not like just because of the business model that cruising is in, they're not on the top priority. There are people that make money and live off of the jobs, but in its true form, it's a entertainment business or a leisure business. So they're not going to be a priority, you know. And I don't mean to be like negative about it, but that's just the truth. They're not going to be looking at what's going on with the cruising industry because there's so many other things going on, stuff that you would consider on paper essential. Cruising will never be the same, even after we get back to the new normal. The mentality has changed forever. I agree. The cruise lines are going to have to rebuild their reputation as well. They spent decades rebuilding what they had before this pandemic. They're going to have to do most of it all over again. That's just the truth. You think cruises will start in October, going to the Bahamas? About that, it's possible. I think if we don't hear news about cruising at least by like some type of confirmation around September, then I don't see cruising happening for potentially the rest of the year. That's my opinion, but that's legitimately how I feel about it. So cruise lines employ 100,000 land jobs, and somehow they need to get things going again soon. I agree, but again, what I'm saying is with the CDC, cruise lines don't look, or the CDC, and on paper, cruise lines aren't looked at as essential, if that makes sense, because they're a leisure and entertainment and not even a travel business, right? Technically they are, but they're more on the leisure and entertainment side, meaning no business or government is going to put them as a priority, if that makes sense, no matter how many people they employ. You get what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line. I know a lot of people like to talk about how many people work how many people's livelihoods depend on cruising. I get that, and it sucks that it's in the situation that it is, but that's just the reality. Cruising in itself, its business model is leisure and entertainment, meaning they're going to be on the bottom of the totem pole, especially since cruising isn't incorporated in any really first world country. They're not going to make it a priority. They're going to take care of, if anything, like you've seen, theme parks before they take care of cruising. That's why they have no correlation to each other to a certain degree. You think we'll sail in June 2021? Yeah, I think so. Definitely by June, for sure. But it's going to be a long recovery process for the cruise lines. Very, very long recovery process. It's going to take years when they start back up. It will. So should I be expecting to get laid off from my, I thought you were going to say something else. Should I expect to be getting laid off from my cruise company right now? I can't say yes and I can't say no. It depends on what company you're with. Obviously, if you're with a big cruise line, small cruise line. But I always tell people you should always have a backup. Like even if it's just a side hustle or a couple side hustles, always have some extra income. Never have just one source of income. That's a dangerous way to go about life, period. Because there's no such thing as certainty anymore. It doesn't exist. This isn't, even 50, 60 years ago, you could rely on one source of income. You can't do that anymore. Some of the lines are declaring bankruptcy. Yeah, and more will. If cruising doesn't happen this year, more and more lines will declare bankruptcy. I guarantee it. Do you think cruise lines will sail in January 2021? I hope so. I'm assuming if that will probably be the absolute latest that they'll start. But that's what I believe in. Yeah, it's going to be a long road for sure, guys. Let's see. Someone told me that we're going to sail back in October. I'm on Regent of the Seven Seas. It's, the thing is, everybody can say this and say that because people have been saying things since, what, March? May? We've been saying stuff for a while. Doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. All right, my opinion, should I get a refund or keep the credit with Celebrity? I mean, Celebrity is a big line, so you can expect it not to go under, that's for sure. As far as, I'm probably gonna make a video about that this week. Should you get the future cruise credit or get the refund? you want to look at how the cruise lines are handling the refunds if you can dig into that, right? Because if it's going to take you 6 to 9 months, because some lines have done that, you should look into see how long it's going to take you to get your refund, see if it's actually worth it. Do you really need that money? You want to look into all of that stuff first, okay? And then see what you can get out of the future cruise credit. Because also on the bad end for the future cruise credit, you're also talking about hundreds of thousands of people potentially trying to redeem that cruise credit whenever cruising does come back, and the cruise line's possibly only running at 50% capacity. I don't know how they're going to do that. That's going to be a lot of reorganization for the cruise lines themselves, and it's going to be a giant cluster. It's going to be a mess no matter how you look at it, really. Sorry, I missed a bunch of questions, guys. Again, I apologize in advance if I don't get to everybody's questions. I'm doing the best I can to go through all the streams. Do you think that the CDC, by their actions, distorting the whole cruise ship industry, companies, sail vessels, do you think that the CDC's decisions are really needed? Yeah, their decisions are needed. I mean, if cruise lines want to sail in the United States, yeah, they are needed. But do I think they're distorting the cruise industry? To a certain degree, they have a lot of authority. So yeah, of course. Some things are kind of right as far as what they're doing, because you can't really expect with the coronavirus cases being how they are, particularly in a big cruise port area like Florida, right? It would be madness, and it would not make sense to try to have cruises operate right now, even if it was anywhere else, right? But imagine cruise lines operating out of Florida right now when we're getting 4,000 positive cases of coronavirus a day. It just wouldn't make sense, Let's see. Are any of the ports going to open this year? I think in Europe first. And then they'll kind of expand out from there. But there's still hope for ports opening here in the United States. There's just no confirmation yet. That's all. I'm waiting for 3 refunds this year and still have a 14-day quarantine. Oh, 14. Wow. I don't know why. Every time I hear 14-day, I think quarantine. Sorry. 14-day cruise of June 2021. I hope you get all your refunds back. What cruise lines do you have your refunds for? Arlene from Texas. How you doing, Arlene? I hope everything's going well for you. Crazy times we're living in. New York cruise or New Year's cruise should I keep it? Yeah, I mean, that's still a good ways away. We still got to remain optimistic through these times, No point in being all negative. There's a difference between being negative and being realistic, Let's see. But will kids sail free? I don't think so. Kids eat a lot, Kids still take up room on the ship, so I don't think they'll be free unless they work out some kind of deal. They might. I'm sure they will come up with some kind of deal to entice people to buy tickets or book cruises. So kids might be free. Who knows? At some point. I've tried many times to find a second job, but on land it's really hard. It just depends on where you go. If there's an Amazon facility, you can check that out. There's. I know things are definitely hard right now, but somebody's got to be hiring somewhere, I just always tell people, though, you should always try to have like a backup if you can. You look great, Gadget, feeling better. Thank you. I feel great. Well, I feel a little small. I feel like I've lost so much weight. I'm actually going to the gym literally right after this is over. I need to go, get my weight back up. I can't be short and skinny. Doesn't make sense, does it? So, all right. Royal was running kids sail free. Oh, yeah, I remember that deal. Thanks for reminding me. I forgot it was Royal. And we got September 28th through October 3rd on Independence of the Seas. I hope that goes through. Really do. I know we're all playing the waiting game right now. It's a lot. It really is. All right. C. Johnson. Oh, good to see you on the live. See? I appreciate the super chat too, by the way. Thank you. Miss you over in the comment sections, man. I got to start searching you out when I make my videos. All right, hope I'm able to travel soon as an officer to take over for the officers who are on board at the moment. Yeah, I guess the officers would be considered, obviously essential crew. Have you talked to any of the other officers on board? Like, what are they saying? What do you think will happen once someone tests positive and cruising resumes? Do you think the CDC will shut down cruising again? I think they'll go through the same process as they did when it started. They'll probably just, isolate that particular cruise, shut them down, and then they'll probably do some investigating to see if any other cruises with that line is having problems. And then if it gets to a point where it's a recurring thing and a normalized thing where everybody on different cruise lines and cruises are having cases, yeah, they could potentially shut down the industry again. You know, you got to think if they already have considered shutting down the economy again, yeah, of course they'll shut down the cruise lines again. They'll do that no problem, without hesitation. And then we'll have that process all over again. C. Johnson, man, thank you. A second super chat, I appreciate that. Guys, I got to get like, I'm going to dig into it. I got to figure out how to do like a button or a sound or something like that whenever I get a super chat. All the other YouTubers do it. I'm just still kind of new, and I really got to do some research on how YouTube live stream works. So, yeah, speaking of that, I apologize in advance, guys. I wish I could just have more tech-savvy stuff going on. I need to really just start looking into, you know, building the live stream and everything else. Time will tell, you know, guys. I just need to figure it out. Oh, my girlfriend's on, guys. Lauren. And she thanks C. Johnson as well. Thank you, C. Johnson. Keep going. I appreciate it. No, seriously, I appreciate all the super chats, guys. Thank you. I'm going to P&O. Are you taking a cruise on P&O or are you working on P&O? Oh, we got another super chat. Thank you so much, Leo. What's your last name? Cosgrove. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. $14 super chat. Hold on. Oh, how have things been with you during the Black Lives Matter movement? It was interesting at first. I went to a couple of the protests, saw some weird things. And yeah, man, it was interesting. I mean, but I've had some racial slurs here and there. It's kind of like, you know how it is. This has just become a political thing, you know, and people feel a certain way. It's just it's I guess sometimes the hostile crowd. Some people want to be informed. It's definitely changed the way we live. That's for sure. Along with this pandemic, obviously. I'm coming to Florida, not far from you, as soon as I can. If you come to Florida, let me know. We can get lunch. I'm down. Lunch, a drink, or something, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Let me know, C. Johnson. I'm definitely down. If anybody ever comes to Tampa and I'm in town, just let me know what's going on, guys. We can always hang out, get a drink, whatever you guys want to do. Sarah Phillips, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. You're doing an awesome job, Justin. Keep up the great work. No, you're doing an awesome job by watching my channel. I appreciate it. It really means a lot. You have no idea. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Seriously. By the way, if you guys don't know, like for the ones that have been like, or maybe new to my channel or have been watching my channel for a while, my channel is like one of the fastest growing as far as the cruise ship community goes. So I'm definitely happy about that. I have literally hundreds of less videos than everybody else. And I'm slowly creeping up with them, and I appreciate it so much. I think I got like 134 videos, something, and I've only started doing like every day for the past like 2 months. And it's nice to see that people are supporting me, you know, because I know when I first started, people saw me as like the negative guy, and I'm like, you know, I'm just trying to be real and honest, you know. Do I watch Don's cruise videos? I watch everybody to a certain degree. It just depends on the context. I don't watch every one of Don videos. I don't watch every one of, Lalita Locas. I don't watch Travel with Bruce. I don't watch all of their videos, but if I see like I'm subscribed to their channels. So if they post something that I find interesting, then yeah, of course, I definitely check it out. Or if I make a video similar, if we make videos talk about the same stuff whenever there's big news out or something like that we all do a video on, I do like to compare and see what I say different as opposed to them, yeah. You know, I value their opinions because they've definitely been doing this a lot longer than I have. You know, we all come from different places, so it varies, you know. Unlike them, I'm not either like with Traveling with Bruce, I wasn't in stocks, right? And I'm also not a travel agent, so I don't have that same perspective as they do. So yeah, of course I do like to see what they're talking about. Do you think all 3 big cruise lines will survive? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I've never seen you as the negative guy. Thank you. I just like to be honest. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, some people hate the bearer of bad news, but it is what it is, right? All right, let's hope that travel restrictions will resume from Europe to the US. Otherwise, it will not be possible to get ships back to Florida's crew. Change will not be possible. I need traveling to get back. I haven't seen my girlfriend since September, guys. September. I'm dying. I need to see my girlfriend. So I need to get to France, and it's been really difficult. I'm gonna try to somehow maneuver around the rules next month, try to get over to Europe, but we'll see. I hope so, fingers crossed. If anybody knows how, maybe I can go to the UK first, because I guess technically they're not part of the European Union. I don't really know what's going on with the Brexit and all that. Somebody can inform me. I'm trying to figure all that out, but we'll see. Yeah, anyway, C. Johnson, thank you so much. You've now given me a third super chat. I appreciate that, man. You don't have to do all that, but thank you. He's given me 3 super chats now. I really appreciate that. Seriously, thank you. This man has been on my YouTube channel for a long time, and he comments every time in support, and I appreciate it. So thank you. Come to Ireland. I go to Ireland, like, not a lot, but I've been there a couple times. I'm probably gonna end up going back there as well. What part of Ireland? I gotta bring my girlfriend because she hates when I go to Ireland by myself. She doesn't like it. Let's see. I was really excited to join MSC. COVID canceled my contract. I know a lot of people whose contracts got canceled over this, and it's really sad. It really is. Where's that other? Hold on, sorry guys. I gotta search back here because I had another super chat that just kind of got away from me that I gotta give a shout out to. I'll find it in a minute. Okay, I haven't got to it yet. But do I think the 3 big cruise lines will survive? Yeah, of course they will. A lot of people are worried about NCL because they are the smaller lines, right? Their stocks aren't even doing that great too, unfortunately. But you know, it's kind of one of those things, guys. Time will tell. You know, I do believe that if cruising happens to not start just this year, there will unfortunately be more cruise lines fold, but it will probably just be like smaller sister companies of like bigger lines. You know, and when I say sister, I don't think like a Celebrity will fall. I don't think like a Princess Cruise Line will fall, but you know, it's kind of going to be inevitable at some point, right? These lines can't sustain themselves forever. All right, what did Lauren say? Oh my God, you have no idea. It's hard since September. Yeah, guys, for real. If anybody knows how I can get to, you know, the UK, if like I can fly wherever. Like if anybody knows anybody that's flown to, let's say, I don't know, Scotland, Ireland, anywhere near Europe where I can fly to, quarantine for 2 weeks, because I got people over there. I just haven't heard anybody going over there that isn't like a resident or, you know, it doesn't have citizenship or anything like that. Let me know. If you've heard about a person going overseas, let me know, because I'm trying to get over there. All right, Dublin, Ireland, then to France. Yeah, I've been to Dublin, Ireland quite a few times. I've been there for St. Patrick's Day too. So, but whenever I do travel, I will let you guys know. So whenever I'm in somebody's town or city, country or whatever, we could probably figure something out. Nicola, come to the UK, lunch on me. I always fly to the UK. I don't know if I'll be able to this time. Europe is not allowing people from the US right now. Yeah, but does that rule include if I were to go to the UK? You get what I'm saying? Because there's a lot going on with the Brexit and everything else. Could I potentially fly from Florida to the UK, quarantine for 2 weeks? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Are the crew members still aboard? Yeah, there's still about 40,000 crew members still on board these ships. I know a couple of them. They're still on board the ship. And they have no idea when they're going home. A lot of them are in line, I guess you could say, in like Manila Bay and stuff like that, waiting to disembark to go quarantine for 14 days. But some of them are just kind of chilling. No idea when they're going home. So it just depends, really, guys. It's just, there's so much going on right now. As soon as the U.S. had a real leader, I'm not going to say that. I don't want to get political. It's the Brexit, not... Yeah, isn't that the same thing? The Brexit, not the Brexit. My bad. Sorry, Rob. But my question is, do the rules for the EU apply to the UK? That's what I want to know. So, all right, let me see. Do you think we will cruise before the end of this year? As far as cruising before the end of this year, guys, if cruising does not happen, this is my opinion though, but if cruising doesn't happen at least around September and October, or if nothing's not confirmed to sail at least by October, I think cruising could potentially be done for the rest of the year. Why? Because they'll end up somehow. You're trying to say they're gonna start around, you know, holiday season, which is too busy, right? Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, it would be too much of a headache to try to get things up and running and start for potentially the busiest time of year, one of the busiest times of the year, for people to try to redeem their cruise credit, for people to, you know, try to get their families on board, and then cruise lines saying they can only operate at 50% capacity. That can't happen, you know. You can't come here. The U.S. is banned. I feel so man. I feel like I don't know. Like it's so weird saying that that we're not allowed there. And I'm not trying to say I'm not saying that out of entitlement. I don't want to get that confused. I just think it's weird saying that certain people aren't allowed. Certain people from certain countries are allowed to certain places. Now, given we're used to it for places like obviously North Korea. We're used to it for Cuba because that's been on and off with the U.S. But man, I wish I could just go fly to somewhere. I love traveling, and I have not been home this long in 10 years. So, losing my mind here a little bit. Leo Cosgrove, thank you again for the super chat. Second super chat, I appreciate you. What I learned from this pandemic is life is short. Tomorrow is not promised. If you want to do something, travel the world, do it. I agree. I just wish I could travel the world because I live off of that. That to me is everything. Right? That's something that I want to instill in my son. That's something that I want, that's my ultimate goal in life. I want to see the world because that's how I learn. All right, let's see. Jay, it's due to the number of cases of corona until the United States. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I'm aware of that, obviously. I mean, Florida is the new epicenter of shit becoming of the world. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I get the numbers are too high. It's understandable. I'm not saying, I think what the EU is doing right now is justified because America needs to get it together. I see it. I live in Florida. Everybody and their mom's at the beach over here. Everybody and their mom was trying to go to the bars before they shut that down. Right? But they need to organize a little bit better here. The restaurants here are no better than the bars, but people aren't acknowledging that. The bars aren't open. The bars are open and people can go wherever they want. And they're packed. I don't think that's okay. All right, what does it say? Knifing Avenger, the Shiplife would be companies replace cheap crew, including Russia, all around the world. U.S. citizens will lack working at places in the U.S. What do you mean? Do you think we mean as in less people would be working on the ship? Less Americans? Is that what you're asking me? Yo, what up? What up, Radical? Excuse me. Tammy Chaplin, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Start to get you get you to France to see your girlfriend. I appreciate that. I just need I got everything ready to go. I got enough money to get a plane ticket. I've set it aside so I can get a plane ticket and get on a plane, but we're not allowed. So I got to figure that out. Maybe she can come here. I don't know. C. Johnson, one of the main reasons I support your channel so strongly is because you put honest information out there without making everything all political. I appreciate that. I do my best. I'm not in for politics of any kind. Even what I do, being a breakdancer and acrobat, there's so many politics involved, guys, and I hate it. I really do. Things that are much simpler than that. There is a point in humanity and just basic understanding that for some reason people have decided to split into two main sides. I don't get it. You can agree to disagree, and then some stuff should be just common sense, but common sense isn't common. So, same rules, bro. You can't come to Ireland. Man. All right. I have to figure that out. I have to. Hey Jay, new to the channel from Canada, and I love it. I appreciate it. I love you for watching the channel. Have you heard of the people catching the cruise coming from outside the U.S. must quarantine for 2 weeks before boarding? Yeah, I have heard that. I think until there's a vaccine, this 2-week quarantine is going to be prevalent everywhere, guys. Especially if you're talking about taking a cruise, it's going to be a thing. But that's a big reason why cruising can't really happen right now, because you're talking about a month. You got to set aside minimum a month of free time. You know what I'm saying? Unless you work remotely, that's kind of impossible to do. You got to have a 2-week quarantine before you go to your destination, before you go to the cruise port, go on the cruise, and then wherever it is you're going back home, you then have to 2-week quarantine again. That's a month. Can't do it. All right. C. Johnson, I've always wanted to hear diverse opinions as long as they're not violent. I agree. I agree with you. All right. Hi, great channel. Thank you so much, Arturo. I have one question. How many hours of average is that person works on the cruise line? Hold on. Oh, how many hours? What do you mean, per day? Per week? They're working more than 40 per week. And depending on your position, most are working anywhere from 8 to 12 hours per day. Most orientations on a cruise will tell you that. 8 to 12 hours per day. Just about every day, too. So unless you're in a specialty position like a entertainer or something of that nature, specialty performer, Typically, you'll work 8 to 12 hours a day. Let's see. All right, any other questions, guys? 70 hours a week is common. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Scott. Yeah, I've seen people work a massive amount of hours. So that's something you have to be prepared for. To be honest, a lot of people typically adjust to it, though, the hours on ships. They usually do. No problem. Yeah, the ship is one of those things that either you absolutely love it or you don't. There's very little in between because the hours are long. And even if they aren't, the life of working on a cruise ship itself is definitely something you have to adapt to. And not everybody can handle it. That's just a fact. You're either completely by yourself or you're with so many people and you don't really have a say in the matter, right? It's not like being at home. It's not. Hey Jay, how are you from India? Oh, how's it going? Sea days are the best. No mooring stations and lifeboat checks for us. Yeah, sea days are nice. Yeah, the drills and all that stuff gets extremely annoying and repetitive a lot of the time. Hey, Philip Aarons. Yeah, guys, like I said, if you haven't, check out our partner. Please do Cruise for You Travel Agency, guys. They'll set you right. If you want to get things set up, maybe for 2021, 2022 for a cruise, make sure you check out our travel partner, Phil. He'll take care of you. I actually just had lunch with him today, and we had a good talk. Guy's very knowledgeable about the industry, so make sure you check him out for me. Let's see, Knifing Avenger. No, man, I mean, the assistant waiter with $1,000 salary, isn't it good enough for a U.S. citizen? I agree, which is why there aren't U.S. citizens a lot of the time doing those positions. Unless you're from other countries that are used to those work, I hope it will continue. Yeah, it will continue, of course. The lack of working places in my politically forced forbid the countries to work ever again. Yeah, you're right. That's something I've been thinking about. I agree with you. That's something that might happen. Yeah, some countries may end up forming some type of unions or something, in light of all this, all this going on. There's going to be a lot of changes to the industry. We just don't know what. Would I do a group cruise? Yeah, I am planning a group cruise, guys. There's no point in announcing a group cruise or anything like that until things are somewhat normal. It just doesn't make sense, but I am going to set something up, all right? I promise. It's probably going to be with NCL so that all of us can have all the cheesecake in the world, all the Oreo cheesecake, and it's going to be great. So just stay tuned for that, but we got to wait for cruising to start back up first. Any idea on resuming cruise lines? What do you mean, like when they will resume? September, October? That's the plan. So we'll see. Everything's up in the air right now. Everything. It's a crazy time in the industry. So we'll see. I don't know. But as far as people having cruises, who has cruises right now and who has taken the future cruise credit? Who's gotten the refunds? I want to know. All right, and if you can, also explain why. Why did you choose each one? Did you get the future cruise credit or did you just go ahead and take the refunds? All right, guys, make sure we hit that like button too, by the way. We got 154 people here. Please hit that like button. We got 95. I want to see 155 if we can, or at least 100. I'll be happy. Let's see. Took a cruise credit for next year. Okay, good. Cruise book for December. I hope it all works out. We got refunds and our cruise was supposed to be for tomorrow. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. What line were you cruising with? I took future cruise credit. Anything on NCL Alaska in September? There's a lot of talks about all Alaska cruises being canceled, guys, for the rest of the year. And I could very much see that being possible. I'm just being honest. I mean, it'd be nice. I mean, I know everybody loves the Alaska tours or the Alaska cruises, but, it's like not even the ports are even ready. I don't think they will be ready. Just for even a short, small flux of cruises wouldn't even be worth it for them at this point. Do you hear anything about NCL phasing out the Oreo cheesecake? No, I hope they don't. I'm going to write a letter if they do. Very angry, strict letter about how they need to keep the Oreo cheesecake when they come back. 600 onboard credit. What exactly does that really mean? How do you get it? Heard different explanations. What have you heard? I mean, the onboard credit, basically, they're offering that a lot. For one, I know for a fact Carnival is offering it if you have a cruise, or if you had a cruise that got canceled that's longer than a week. They'll give you 600 onboard credit. Onboard credit is exactly what it means. It's $600 of onboard credit that you can use exclusively on the ship, pretty much for whatever you want. But it's like going to Disney. It's like Disney dollars, except it's cruise ship dollars, right? You can use it towards your credit. Because when you buy something on a cruise, you don't just sit there and hand cash for it. It goes to, like, it racks up on a credit on your ship and then you pay it off. Like a bill, like going to a restaurant and paying the bill at the end. It's kind of like that. All right. Thank you for your opinion. Sorry, lost me there. Thank you for your Kevin. I just hope that my forsaken country will not be on the list. What country are you from? I have moved from Royal Caribbean Cruise to March 13th from 2020, March 2021. You think it's a good idea? Yeah. You always want to, like, if you can, push things back and do that switch. What is that? I forgot how that saying goes for Royal Caribbean. But the lift and shift. If you can do that with Royal Caribbean, it's definitely a great option for you to cover yourself. Last thing you want to do is have to worry about the idea of, your cruise getting canceled, because it gives you less and more options at the same time, but it's also disappointing. Flags of convenience need to be reviewed as well. Obviously done for tax exemptions and labor laws, but this COVID pandemic exposed a bag of worms. Yeah and no. I mean, the thing is, if they were to look at the flags of convenience, right, there's a lot of paperwork involved with that. But on top of that, cruises would probably get a lot more expensive, if we're going to be honest about that situation. The fact that cruise lines can kind of dip and dodge a lot of these regulations and stuff like that and labor laws, it saves them literally millions, if not billions of dollars, allowing them to make the cruises so cheap. So that's just how it is. Spain and France are fewer European destinations open up for holidays, 4th of July, but not cruising till October. I don't blame you. It just depends. Like, especially if you're older, you shouldn't rush to get back on a cruise ASAP, because nobody knows what's going to happen when cruising returns. And that's just the truth. Everything's up in the air right now. We don't know what things are going to happen, because if everybody jumps back on a cruise when it returns and we got a situation again and you get stranded out in the middle of the ocean, what are you going to do? I need a job for my friend in the ship. You have a friend on the ship that needs a job? Is that what you're saying? Anyway, guys, so yeah, we'll talk about more some cruise stuff in a minute. By the way, I know a lot of people have been asking about merch. I forgot, I got to put this out there. I have some more merchandise coming up soon. I just ordered some more of these jackets, but they're pink. A lot of people really like the pink ones. They were all gone pretty quickly. So I have those coming next week, and then I have more other, larger sizes of merch coming too. And I know a lot of people were asking for that. So I am going to get all that stuff situated, and I'll announce whenever all that stuff is back online on my online store. So anyway, yeah, what else is going on with you guys? I know a lot of people have cruises that they're worried about. What do you guys think about 2020? Do you think cruises are going to happen in 2020? Our cruise industry is recruiting new members. Yeah, of course they are. They always got to plan ahead. They don't have a choice, because unfortunately a lot of crew members that once were working on cruise ships aren't going to work back on cruise ships. Phil says no. All right, yeah. I mean, that's saying I think it's kind of like one or the other right now. 2020 is done, unfortunately. What about everybody else? How do you feel about cruising for 2020? Not until travel restrictions from Europe to the US resume. I agree. I think maybe they won't resume 100% this year, of course. Some companies will have no other way. Some will take the risk. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Scott. That's right, guys. We now have 15 minutes left. So make sure you guys get all your questions in. We'll keep on talking, of course, enjoying the live stream today. And, we'll go from there. We're going to stop in 15 minutes, though, okay? Good to see everybody. Glad I caught you live. I appreciate you, Miss Joyce. Thank you. Need merchandise for plus size boys and need some 4 and 5 XLs. Okay. Yeah, nobody alerted me to that. I have some 2XLs coming, some 3XLs coming, but I didn't know, Obviously, as long as I know that people need certain sizes, I have no problem getting them. Do you think retiring crew will get benefits? No. They're contractors. It doesn't work that way. In our company, 5 shifts of the 27 would resume in September and October, they said. What company do you work for? Oh, thanks. Yeah, Scott beat me to it. Don't think it will because cruising will get into hurricane season. A lot of people aren't thinking about hurricane season. Hurricane season doesn't bother me. You know, I live in Florida. I'm not saying like we've been through it, but it's kind of one of those things like it happens. It's nature. I wouldn't mind cruising even if it is hurricane season. As long as I know a hurricane isn't like in our direct path, you know. But that's a big deal. A lot of people think that 2020 is done, you know. I'm still trying to be optimistic. I'm still aiming for, you know, September, October. But if it doesn't happen on that time, I can't see cruising suddenly starting back up in November and December. That just doesn't make sense. I think it looks bleak for 2020. Yeah, I agree with you. I 100% agree. I can't see it. In your opinion, I live there and I live here in the Tampa Bay area. Hey, me too. Hit me up, man. I guess nobody wants to see me, huh? They just like seeing on the camera. That's all. Guys, I get it. I'm ugly. You wouldn't want to see me in person. You might throw up. I don't know. Do you think I can fly down next year? Hold on. Next year to San Juan. Well, where'd you go? San Juan. Pay for my cruises in March and November of next year. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. Yeah, I'm assuming flights will be open back up. I will cook the Oreo cheesecake. My girlfriend said she's gonna cook Oreo cheesecake. Okay, I'm trying to come to you. I mean, what do you want me to do? Get in a canoe and do a transatlantic row all the way to France? How long do you think that would take? That's the question. All right, let's see. Which line do you think will come out on top? Royal Caribbean. I think Royal Caribbean. But we'll see, because Royal Caribbean, they do have the biggest ship. They got those big, gigantic mega ships. Even though every line has they have large ships, but Royal Caribbean in particular has the biggest ships in the world. It just depends on how they can fill them and how they can work things out. So we'll see. And they're also in the least hot water, for the most part. Them and NCL, but NCL is just a smaller line too. Let's see. Exactly. Water wings and dinghy. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'll probably be like snorkeling the rest of the way because I'll end up losing the canoe somewhere in there, having to swim the whole way. Hi there. I'm a crew member. Just got called to join next week. I was so close to take another direction and then I got the email. Wait. Oh, okay. How long ago did you get the email? Sorry, I was confused by that. How long ago? Let's see. What do you think of the Caribbean cruise is leaving San Juan? I mean, I think it's possible. I don't think it'll really happen because I mean, technically, San Juan, Puerto Rico itself is still U.S. territory. You know, so for the most part, they still have to follow the same rules as everybody else. Do you think COVID-19 will be mandatory, or do you think the COVID-19 will be a mandatory pact when cruising resumes? What do you mean, the mask? Probably. So we'll see though. I don't know. Everything is, like I said, guys, just completely up in the air. We're hoping everything works out for the best. You know, for the vaccine. Yeah, it's looking that way, unfortunately. And don't get me wrong, I'm not an anti-vaccine guy, but I'm gonna wait a little while on this vaccine. If they come out with a vaccine this year, I'm not gonna be in a rush to take it. I'll tell you that. That's just my opinion. You know, like I said, I'm not an. I don't know. I just wouldn't be in a rush. But they're probably going to end up making it somewhat mandatory. I could see that happening. Smart decision waiting on the vax. Yeah. You know, it's a new vaccine. Like, I don't care how much testing they've done. It'll be a fact there hasn't been any long-term effects or long-term testing and observing to see what happens, you know. What if they get the vaccines out and everybody gets like, you know, unfortunately has like cancer or something like that, you know, 6 months from now. I don't like how that sounds. I'm not in a rush to get the vaccine, even if it means I have to wait a little while to cruise. I just hope they don't make it mandatory because that's going to be a long process. Certain vaccines have been good. Yeah, the polio vaccine. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just, with the worldwide pandemic like we're dealing with right now, I'm just somebody, and I've always been like this. I have no problem with shots and vaccines or anything like that. But the way I see it, I believe we're all human, right? But we're all different in our own ways, different blood types, different things that affect us. And all of a sudden, you're talking about in less than a year's time, they come out with this massive vaccine that's good for everybody. That means two things: everybody as a person, everybody as like a human. I don't know. That does sound like conspiracy-like, but I'd like to wait and see how it works out first. I think the vaccine's coming too soon. That's what I'm saying, and I hope it won't be mandatory. I really don't. So we'll see. I'm just not going to be in a rush, That's too quick. Especially considering that vaccines typically take years to come up with, to be created, They were already saying originally when this happened, a year and some change would already be record-breaking for a vaccine for the entire world, So time will tell, though. I think MSC is recruiting. I think most cruise lines are recruiting because they have to cover their tracks, because they already know when they start back up, people aren't going to want to, they're going to lose a lot of workers. So they got to make sure they have, other ones in their back pocket ready to go. Now they are considering hiring, but they're not signing contracts right now, though. Thank you, Diane. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. We got 9 minutes left. Make sure you hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Let's see. I agree. Okay, I think the vaccine will be mandatory to go cruising. Yeah, but what I think about, if they make it mandatory to go cruising, they're gonna make it mandatory for travel. Period. Miss Joyce, I see you RN here. No rush here either. Yeah, see, and my sisters are RNs too. And they're saying the same thing. They want a vaccine, but we don't need it too soon. You know what I mean? We don't want anybody cutting any corners to get a vaccine. That doesn't make sense. I want no corners cut. Let's see. To more deeply understand how the company is holding on, you may Google the company's stocks prices. Yeah, I check all their stocks. I'm an investor, so I check all the stocks, and like other than just cruising too. I check, of course, Boeing. I check the airlines. I check everything. And see how everybody's doing. But stocks isn't a representation of technically how a company is doing. It's how people believe in the company and the future of the company. Check their balance sheets, see how they're doing. Check their real numbers. Don't just check the stock market, because that's no true indication of how a company is doing. Let's see. I just like that the way you answer questions. You're smart and more real. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not book smart. I have common sense, but that's it, One of the issues today is that the vaccine will be initially contaminated. Back in the 50s, that never happened. I agree. You're right, C. Johnson. I've took almost all vaccines, but I'm a bit afraid of the RNA vaccines for influenza coming up for COVID. Medical was not happy on board when I first refused the influenza vaccine. Yeah, they're not going to be. But again, I don't want to see a rush, because corners are cut when people rush. That's just the facts. You say, Scott, I can't see the vaccine being mandatory. Lawyers will jump up and down all over that, violating personal choices. You're right. They are going to try to push for it, though. That's for sure. It's a man-made vaccine. Let the guy that created it create the vax. You might be right about that. Again, I don't want to get too conspiracy theory and stuff on that, guys. But the thing is, vaccines are a touchy thing. It really is. Hopefully we find out the truth about all this, but at the end of the day, we're just kind of playing the waiting game and just doing what needs to be done. I refuse the flu vax as well. I've never taken a flu vaccine. Not once in my life. I've never had a flu vaccine. It's not that I just said no to it or anything like that. I just, Virgin Cruises is the one I'm worried about folding. I think a lot of people are. I still remember what's it called? Don made a video about that, He wasn't wrong. Right? They haven't even started yet. They haven't made any money yet. They're handing out future cruise credit like it's nobody's business in order to keep it. But same thing with refunds and everything else, right? On top of that, they're going to have more overhead than any other typical cruise line because of all the new rules and regulations and policies that are going to come in place with the cruise lines. So, yeah, Virgin Voyages is 100% going to have their hands full, guaranteed. Guaranteed. So we'll see how it all plans out, guys. And Virgin's taking on a second ship. Yeah. Are you talking about, Diane, are you talking about the one they're having being built? Is that what you mean by second ship? Being honest, I'm not the one. I'm not sure if the virus is this, because your mind influences your immune system. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. We'll have to see how it all goes down, because yeah, a lot of people are, skeptical about the the coronavirus and everything else, because there's just so many questions left. Thank you, Scott. That's right, guys. We got 4 minutes left, so get all your questions in. I'm going to try to answer as many as I can and get through it, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here for today. And then we'll start the week off, like we always do. Let's see, where did I leave off at? Symphony of the Seas, October 24th, 2020. What do you think? I think if cruises aren't happening, at least at the beginning of October, that might be it for the year. Might be. Okay, gotcha, Diane. Yeah, they got 2 ships, so we'll see. What was the other ship? There's Scarlet Lady, and then there was the, what was that, the Maiden? No, I forgot. What was the second ship's name of Virgin Voyages? If there's not a live virus in the vaccine, then with very few exceptions, there's no way you can catch anything. Yeah, you're right. And I know a lot of the people that are creating the vaccine aren't putting the coronavirus inside of the vaccine. Transatlantic in November. I don't know about that. I'm just being honest with you. Again, if cruising isn't happening, or at least confirmed, like I'm talking about hard confirmed, 100% guaranteed happening at least in September or October, cruising might be done for the year, because it'd be too hectic to start cruising in the middle of holiday season. It would. But who knows? Maybe they'll figure it out. Valiant Lady. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for reminding me. Valiant Lady. I had to keep that in my head. Valiant Lady. Hey Jay, do you think the new standards... hold on. What was that? Where'd it go? Okay. Do you think the new standards of ships implement will make a big difference in regards to safety of passengers? To a certain degree, yeah. I think it will, but I think it will overall somewhat damage the overall experience of cruising for people. Because everybody wants what's familiar. They want their normal cruising where they can do what they want, go where they want, eat where they want. And when that can't happen, it's going to cause a lot of problems for the avid cruisers and what people know to be cruising. I hate the term, but there's going to be a new normal to cruising. It won't be the same. Impossible. So let's see. There's also a Ritz-Carlton yacht collection. Yeah, it's expensive and just under 300 passengers. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of those out there. Usually the smaller, especially in the yacht collection, you're going to pay a pretty penny to go on a yacht. Guarantee it. Let's see. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. You've been a great source of info, well to support the people who are not aware of things happening on the cruise and people working in the industry. I've been following you for months now. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. I know my channel isn't exactly like the other guys, because the truth is I'm not a travel agent and I'm not a true cruise reviewer yet. I haven't been on a million different cruises to know. That's my aim. That's my plan. But for now, I'm just trying to give you guys the real, be as honest as I can and, give you guys validated information. I don't think, to my knowledge, I'm not trying to brag, but I don't think I've been wrong about anything as of yet. We've been lucky, fingers crossed, I haven't said anything that has come out to be wrong. A little bit of common sense at the end of the day goes a long way. It really does. We hope things work out for the cruise ship industry, and we know it will, but we'd rather it be obviously sooner rather than later. Just keep your channel growing. Yo, I definitely will. My channel's growing at a pretty fast pace, so I can't complain. The views may not be exactly where I want them as of yet, but, please don't spread the voice that the virus is fake. I wish you'd seen some of the numbers of coffins. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's fake. I don't think it's fake. I just know people are saying that. I don't think it's fake. But when situations like this happen, because there hasn't been a world pandemic like this ever, there's always going to be, the people saying that it's fake and not fake, and it's going to be it's going to happen. I'm glad I found your channel, Zero Biases. You can't be biased, right? There has to be some type of neutral zone somewhere for somebody, right? These cruises need it. You're doing a great job. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I'm doing the best that I can. Doing the best that I can. Thank you, Scott. All right, guys. Yep, it is 4 p.m. my time. I got to get ready to get to the gym because I look horrible, all right? I'm not getting fat, but I look like I'm starving. I need to go to the gym, you know, get some muscle up. Y'all see me? My shoulders used to look all broad, and I used to look kind of muscular a little bit. It's all gone. So I need to go to the gym, talk to my girl, do all that other good stuff, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the live stream. I appreciate you. Look at Scott, not this again. For real, though. I got a jacket on, so I can't show you my teacher arms, but they're in there somewhere. I gotta beef up. Anyway, guys, I have a video coming out tomorrow morning. Of course, like I said, guys, it is an unfortunate video, but we got to keep bringing awareness to everything going on. Going to be a long week, but I'll keep everybody informed what's going on. Make sure you like this video before you guys get out of here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Take care, all right? Bye-bye, guys.